Hi guys, it's me. So, I've noticed that a lot of people are doing back to school type videos. Now, I'm not in school anymore. I haven't been in school for a long time. But I just figured I'd give my tips and advice to people who are either starting high school or have been in high school for a while and who are just nervous about going back and maybe, share some of my experiences and just really hope you guys have good first days at school. Now, for those of you who are starting high school for the first time, um, up here, we don't really have primary school, middle school, and then high school. We start high school in grade 9. I think it might be different per city, but where I grew up, it was you started high school in grade 9. There was no middle school. There was no primary school. It was public school and then high school. So at 14, you go to high school. I was lucky enough that I knew some people from my public school before I went to high school, so I kind of hung out with them as much as I could. But also kind of realized that some of them I really didn't want to hang out with anymore. Like, we were completely different people than what we were the year before. And a lot of the friendships weren't working anymore, so eventually I found my own group of friends. Now, some of them were friends that I had in public school, and a couple of them I'm still friends with now, and some of them were friends that I had made just by talking to people. Now, the one thing you gotta learn is try not to take yourself too seriously. You're still kids. Like, have fun. Don't worry about being grown up and mature. Just be yourself. I remember this one time I was wearing these really weird pants, and I was walking down the hall, and I tripped. And luckily it didn't fall flat on my face. I managed to, twist around, and I landed on my back. But I tripped face first, turned around mid-fall, and landed on my back. Now, I was really stunned at first because I was in a hallway full of people. Like, it was in between classes, so everybody was going their own little ways, and here I am, and this little niner, and I fall. And the only thing I could think of doing was I burst out laughing because it was the most ridiculous thing ever. Like, the fact that I had, tripped on my pants and went to go like that and turned around and landed on my ass. I just started laughing. And, a guy came up to me and he helped me up and he was laughing. He's like, "I'm really sorry for laughing. That was really funny, but are you okay?" And I just said, "Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just, I'm a klutz." So, I mean, if you laugh at yourself, then when somebody's laughing at you, it doesn't really hurt that much. But, if you fall on your face, obviously it's gonna hurt your face. So, yeah. Another thing I kind of want to touch on that a lot of people do, and for a good reason, is bullying. You gotta try not to let it get to you. I know it's hard, and I know it really does hurt. Trust me, I was bullied all through high school. When I was in grade 9, I had a group of friends who were girls, and they all decided that they were going to turn on my best friend. And because I turned around and said, she's my best friend. I don't know what your problem is with her. She hasn't done anything to you. But I'm not going to ditch my best friend just because you don't like her. They turned around, and one of the girls in the group, and I know exactly which one it was, turned around and wrote a note that was supposed to be between me and this other girl. Now, anybody who knew me and this other girl, number one, knew my name was spelt wrong. And number two, knew most of the stuff was not true. Okay, all of it wasn't true. And pretty much, essentially, it was about us being lesbians together. And there was stuff in there about, double-sideds and all that sort of stuff. And I'm not going to go into detail, but I was 14 and I didn't know what half the stuff was. So I went home to my mom and I'm just like, this note was being posted around school. It was between me and my friend. And it's not an actual note, and I asked her what some of the stuff in this note is, because I was 14 and I didn't know. Now, anybody younger than 14 who knows what I'm talking about, I don't even want to know how you know what I'm talking about, but yeah, so I started getting called dyke down the hallway and everything like that, and, it was stupid. I mean, I have nothing against people who are gay or bi or whatever. I mean, people are people, do what you want, and live your life the way you want. So it wasn't really so much that being called a lesbian hurt my feelings or anything like that. It really didn't bother me. It was the fact that everybody would wait till I turned my back. So one day I was in a particularly bad mood as it was, and a boy in my class turned around and called me a dyke down the hallway. And I stopped and I turned around and I said, "Why don't you man up and come say it to my face?" And he took off. And that was the last thing I ever heard of it, except for from a few stoner girls every now and then, which is kind of like, well, you guys hang out in the stoner pit, you're kind of useless anyways. So I know bullying sucks, but what you have to realize is a lot of the time the people who are bullying you are either jealous of you for something, and I mean, if you're going to say, well, what are they jealous about? I'm nothing special. Something about you is special enough that they feel threatened by it. So try to brush it off. Try not to let it get to you. I know it sucks, and if it gets bad enough that, it's really affecting you, talk to somebody. There are places you can call. You can go talk to your guidance counselor about it. Just, don't keep it in. Talk to somebody who could potentially help you, because, I kind of wish I had did that, because my high school life was absolute crap. So yeah, and, everybody's insecure. Everybody has insecurities. So the people who are bullying you are probably 10 times more insecure about themselves than you are. Because if you have to put somebody down in order to make yourself feel better, then there is something seriously wrong with you. Do the homework. I highly recommend doing the work. If you want to do well in life, you need to be able to pass all your classes and go to college or university or, whatever. But grades do matter. School does matter. In order to get a good job in today's world and in the future, you're gonna need that education. I'd say don't do drugs, but either you are or you aren't. That's a completely personal choice. My choice was I tried it. Nothing too extreme. I tried it. I don't recommend it. I didn't really drink too much when I was in high school because I wasn't very popular, so I didn't go to many parties. But every now and then my stepbrother and I would throw our own, and we drank, and my parents were there, they knew. So it was kind of a safe environment. I didn't really start, partying until I hit 19, which in Canada is the legal drinking age. Which in that case, I would go out maybe once a month with some friends or whatever and go to the bars and have some fun and all that sort of stuff. But, everybody's going to do their own thing. All I can say is if you're going to drink underage, do it responsibly. I don't recommend it because it is illegal, no matter what country you're in. If you're underage and you're drinking, it's illegal, and there's a good reason for it. But yeah, I mean, high school is tough, and the best you can do is be yourself. Like, try not to care what other people think about you. I mean, it's 4 years of your life, and 9 times out of 10, half the people who are making fun of you are probably not going to amount to all that much. I know that some of the people who used to make fun of me in high school still live in the small town I grew up in and are working at, like, the pizza places, or they have kids, and they got knocked up young, so their kids are, like, 5 or older. And, it's kind of sad. But the people who were nice to me and everything like that, I've noticed that they're doing really well with themselves. None of them are knocked up, on welfare or anything like that. So, you know. But yeah, so if you like this video, if it helped you at all, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and have a good day. Bye!